Hi guys and welcome to Razon.com. This is Mohit Soni. What is in front of you needs no introduction. This is the BMW GS flagship motorcycle. This is not the 1250 now. This is the 1300. The BMW GS brand completes 40 plus years throughout the world. It started as a garage concept by BMW riders and engineers, and one day they decided to make this motorcycle for the world. And today, in its latest avatar, there is a lot that has changed. A lot means a lot. There is significant change in every single aspect of this motorcycle, and it has right from higher cubic capacity to better brakes, better lights, and more importantly, the way it feels. It has been differentiated to a very large extent. I have ridden the 1200 and the 1250 in the last decade. Today I'm riding in the 1300 in Ladakh, where you guys probably will one day take it. So BMW is like, why not give you guys a review from the place that you will one day actually go with this motorcycle. I think that was the plan by BMW India. And let's quickly get into the motorcycle. What you can see, you've already seen the international release of this bike. This is a brand new frame, headlight and everything. As you can see, the asymmetrical headlight is gone. You get this cross-eyed LED DRLs with projector lamps, and the shield up here is now electronically adjustable, and you get tubeless spoke wheels on offer. The side profile has been cleaned up much better because of this panel here, and you've got a much more compact exhaust than ever before. And you've got the drive shaft as well, single-sided swing arm. The LED light stop lamps are now part of the indicator, which is now a trend globally. uh, Excuse my breathlessness because we are at 17,000 feet right now, so this is bound to happen to anybody. I'm still trying to keep up. And these huge split seats and this huge rack here allows you to put a lot of stuff. Accessories are also through the roof in terms of redesigning and everything. Here what you can see is similar layout for the switch gear as before. This is the new sandwich button on offer. Let me just show you. As you can see, this is no ordinary pocket. This is a wireless charger now for your phones. And you have to shake the key now because it goes into sleep mode, so that the battery won't drain away as quickly as possible from the past. So you shake this, press the power button, and everything comes to life. So that's how the bike is. And quickly jumping to the new button, or sandwich button, what BMW likes to call. You keep it on hold. It gives you grip, heating, multi-rocker switch, and the windscreen DTC adjustment, and the damping that is on offer, which can be changed via from here. I am in enduro mode right now, so that's how it is. This is the new sandwich button, that is cruise control. The very innovative adjustable brake lever, which has an adjustment on the inside, in fact of the outside, will make things easier. Adjustable suspension is offered, which is all electronic. The ride mode button is here. As you can see, I have selected 3 modes now: road, dynamic and enduro. And the rocker switch here also stays. Menu button shows you that this is the sport mode. Navigation which can be purchased separately, it can be mounted here. And that's the for the assist. Right now you have suspension, cruise control, and hill HSE control. You can go through all of that. In the absolute top end vehicle, you get ADAS features as well on a motorcycle, which is brilliant. I already told you when the bike was revealed globally about that. So the big part is that this screen is actually pretty much the same as it was before. BMW hasn't fixed what is not broken, to make sure that there is some familiarity left with the older variants of the motorcycle. The old variant, obviously, which had the similar screen, blew us away because it is very car-like, very BMW car-like in how it operates. And you can go through a lot here. It is very confusing to start with, but Once you get a hold of it, then everything comes to your hand and you remember everything. So as soon as I press this, let me just put it into neutral. Menu button here, when I'm pressing it shows everything on the top. And once you go into my vehicle, you can see this. That's what I was looking forward to. Onboard computer, 2 trip meters, tire pressure monitoring system is on offer. So pretty much the same as before. Hazard light button is here, and let me just show you. I'll just press the sandwich button here. It is gone into helmet. I'll use this mode too. Just a second. Here, fully electronic adjustable screen on offer, which is brilliant. Goes down like that as well. Let's keep it at the top. We are in Ladakh, of course. The winds are humongous and a lot, so wind blast is going to be well in check. I'll talk about it all in detail when I start riding and to tell you about it. So there are a lot of changes on this motorcycle. Like I told you, a lot of changes are focused on the driving part. So while I'm riding this bike, I'll tell you all about it. So let's start the riding part. So what is the BMW GS 1300R like to ride? Well, quite quickly, let's jump into the engine first. This is the 1250 motor bored up to 1300 now. Makes 10 more bhp of power, 6 more newton meters of torque at 145 bhp and 134 newton meters. And this now has shift cam technology, 4 valves and liquid cooling, and of course all of that is here. And what the shift cam does is basically give you low end, mid range and top end. All these things in absolute abundance. So you have good amount of low end torque. Below 3000 rpm, but on our brand new test bikes there was a bit of dead dead center feeling, like it felt like it was coasting a bit. But these are brand new motorcycles, so we'll give them the benefit of doubt. But just above 3000 rpm, it just pulls till 6000, then from 6000 onwards till 10,000, 11,000 onwards, till 11,000 there is a lot of punch. Even at 11,000 rpm, 11,000 feet in Ladakh where we were testing these bikes, there was hardly any feeling of low powerness. It felt overly powerful in those hilly areas. We can't wait to see how they will feel while riding in Bombay and Pune, where there is barely 100-200 feet of escalation. It is going to be very, very powerful indeed, because this motor is so flexible. When you get all three things, low end, mid range and top end, the fun to ride a motorcycle is escalated dramatically. If you don't have low end but have mid range and top end, it feels different, and vice versa. The old 1250 felt very shallow, very hollow at the top end. It used to feel like it's abruptly cutting off the power after 8,000, 9,000 rpm. There wasn't much, but here it has a lot of top end as well. So flexibility in this motor is fantastic. All that is down to the shift cam technology, where there are 2 camshafts which gives you low end and mid range power, and when you truly open up the engine at full gas, you will get good top end power as well. So apart from the engine being very, very flexible, the gearbox has also changed. They've removed a couple of helical gears. They've replaced it entirely with straight cut gears again, because of the extra horsepower and torque that the engine is dealing with probably. They put in a new magnetic shifter as well. So the gearbox feels like a normal gearbox now, and we didn't encounter any issues whatsoever with it. I guess this is a sign where things have gotten better, but because they don't feel very special, people will be like, okay, what's the change? But there is a lot of change that I really want to tell you about. Apart from that, refinement we can't really speak about much. There was some vibrations in our brand new test bikes, but only at the very top end, and only when we got to redline it a few times in those very hilly situations that we were in. But those are negligible at all. Heat, we can't tell you, because we were riding in 10 degrees of heat, which is not that much. So the gearbox, very good. Refinement should be fine, but given the compression ratio is quite high, we'll have to reserve our judgment on that. But power, torque, flexibility, gearbox, clutch, everything very, very nice indeed, done to the absolute best perfection. BMW uses all their prowess as much as possible to get that thing right every single time with every single update. It just shows that how good this engine is. And we've not even gotten to the best part, the brakes. Earlier the brakes did not feel that great. The GS was always been sort of an off-roader who can do a bit of on-roading and, you know, go through continents and do worldwide rallies and all of that. But now it is a much more focused motorcycle. It can do off-road like it used to do before, because we don't doubt that capability with the kind of engine and the suspension setup there is. We have very little doubt that it you know, it will not ace that taste or anything like that. It's that aspect of the new GS 1300 that really impresses, is the on-road capability. This comes very close to its rivals now on in road performance. I think that is what the GS 1300 update has been all about, that it should be great on the road till you reach the off-road segment, and you know, it should impress you on the way, and it should impress you there as well. So this is why the GS 1300 has been gathering praise worldwide, and we agree to that aspect. We've you know, spent almost riding 100 kilometers on the motorcycle. Even in very hilly conditions, we can tell you the performance on the road is spectacular. So that's really amazing. And all of that also boils down to the fact that I was just telling you right now. The suspension, the telelever suspension, the pellilever suspension at the back, the drive shaft that is on offer, the single-sided swing arm, all of that just you know, gives you the kind of sense that this motorcycle can do so much more. The front suspension has been you know, made more compact, made more stronger, made more responsive. There is much more feedback than before on the road than ever before. So earlier on the road, you know, the feedback wasn't there from the front, but there is now a good amount of feedback. So that is really impressive. But that aspect off the road, how will it be? We have very little idea, because I remember my time with the 1250 where we saw the fact that you know, that kind of feedback that you don't get from the front sort of gives you the confidence to push harder on sand, mud, rain situations and all of that, knowing that the suspension can do it. And even if you had very little feedback, you still were confident enough to push this motorcycle off-road. With the kind of feedback that you get now, it is still great fun on road. We have to see how it translates into off-road, and we are very confident that it will do it just right. Given the kind of confidence and the stability that the front gives you, it should be very, very good. Brakes, really good at the front and back. Because the road performance has gotten better, the brakes have also gotten better, and it almost now feels like a proper bigger bike on the road, which can do off-road, on-road touring, and you know, worldwide rallies and all of that really well, much more comfortably and much more smoother and much more quicker as well. 0 to 100 is just done under 3.5 seconds. This is almost hypercar territory for a motorcycle that only costs 20 lakh rupees. So this is something that BMW has gotten just right. The suspension has been beefed up at both ends. You know, in terms of electronics, there is so much on offer. Traction control, dual ABS, you know, is on offer, and both the ABS help you. You know, earlier it was only at the back, now it's at the front as well. In terms of combi braking system, or however you want to put it, it basically helps you you know, brake much better and gives you more confidence. It doesn't engage in the low speed, so that, you know, you making U-turns is not going to be a problem. So don't worry, BMW's thought about that. And with a ton of other electronics that are on offer, hill descent control and hill hold control, all of that makes life much easier, even for shorter riders who can't get their feet down very quickly. You know, hill hold control will be really good use for them. And with the suspension also going up and down below 50 kilometers an hour and above 50 kilometers an hour, this makes it a very good bike. Once the suspension rises up when you are riding above 50 kilometers an hour, it gives you the performance, the ground clearance and everything that you need. So there is a lot on offer with the GS. The suspension, the electronics, everything just works really well. With the screen, like I told you, that is already how it was earlier. It will be easier to navigate through all the electronics that are on offer. Passive and active electronics work really well, and we'll have to spend more time with it to truly understand what the you know, system offers. Right now, really impressed with the GS 1300R. There is no denying the on-road performance has become spectacularly better than before. A lot of people are going to enjoy this bike while riding on the road. A lot of people did not buy the bikes because they thought that, you know, it's going to be an off-roader, it is going to have good power and torque, you can pull wheelies because it has low end and mid range. Now with the kind of top end that is on offer, the kind of comfort that is on offer, the kind of maneuverability that this bike offers, and the amount of nimbleness that this bike offers, this will make the GS much more competent for people to choose from. They just can't ignore the GS anymore. People who know what the GS is all about, they've always chosen the GS, but this one will just make them a little bit jealous because the on-road performance is now so on par with everything else. This is going to become an all-rounder that we've never seen before till date, and BMW meets all the expectations even in today's time with the electronics, with the safety, with the suspension, with the comfort and maneuverability, and the power that the engine provides is just amazing. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. Until then, goodbye.